Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
The Tasmanian drug smuggling route has been shut down after Melbourne airport workers were busted teaming up with criminals. The supply, one of many disrupted as part of a major crackdown on baggage handlers, airline workers and ground staff. An Australian Border Force patrol finding 70 staff members breached security checks and used their high-level security access to wave through drugs and tobacco products. The latest government data reveals some worrying signs about an already vulnerable health sector. Like other states, Tasmanians are waiting longer for surgeries and ambulance response times aren't improving.
Painting a bleak picture of the state's healthcare sector.
There's about 8,500 Tasmanians now waiting for elective surgery, and they're waiting on average 200 days.
The figures show a third of urgent elective surgery patients are waiting more than 30 days to be admitted to hospital.
No one should be waiting longer than the recommended timeframes. But to achieve that, we need to understand what the funding shortfall is.
Potentially adding to the pain, the state government's Vacancy Control Committee. It's meant to decide which roles don't need filling in an effort to save on the budget.
It's a prudent, modest measure in terms of making sure that our public service are delivering the services that our community need as efficiently as possible.
We all know what vacancy control means. It means job cuts.
The union says the health sector needs to be properly funded in order to relieve the wait times.
At the moment, we're not funding everything as we need to, and that's why we see these fires everywhere.
According to the data, ambulance response times have also flatlined. Patients are now waiting around 15 minutes, a minute longer than they were in May last year. The government blaming the delays on Tasmania's notorious winter.
It's cold, flu and COVID season, and there's a range of different challenges in that space.
But the issues are more widespread than that.
10 years of budget mismanagement has led us to the worst health crisis the state's ever seen.
While those needing care await urgent action. Lily Thompson, 7 Tasmania News.
A man has died after suffering a suspected medical episode while behind the wheel of a truck on Clarence Street in Bellerive near the Quay. It's understood the truck hit another car just before midday. No one else was injured. Authorities were on the scene for much of this afternoon with the street blocked in both directions. Tasmania Police has extended its condolences to the man's family with a coroner's report to be prepared. Good news for Tasmanians looking to buy a home. House prices in Hobart falling 0.21% last month, according to new data from PropTrack. It's 2% below the same time last year, making it the weakest capital city market when it comes to annual price growth. The monthly trend bucking a national one, prices lifting 0.18% across the country. It remains cheaper to buy in regional parts of Tasmania. The first day of the new financial year has brought a range of changes for those in need of urgent housing. Tasmanians trying to put a roof over their heads now have more ways to ask for help.
Making it easier for Tasmanians to find accommodation. The first part of major reforms in housing assistance rolled out today.
A one-stop shop that really is designed to help you find out what you need right now and how you can get it.
Dubbed Housing Connect 2.0, it will introduce specialised coaches to guide people through a tough time in their lives.
We're working with individuals in a very kind of tailored and targeted way.
An important part of this reform has been the advanced thinking approach, so really having our practitioners, key development coaches, all using that framework.
There will also be more places to seek access from, offering a greater range of assistance options. The changes aiming to streamline services and lessen distress.
They'll all get the same consistent approach across the state, but for those people in particular cohorts, they'll get the specialist assistance they need.
The old ways of doing things were unnecessarily stressful and confusing.
The Housing Minister also hoping stamp duty changes, which came into effect from today, will entice more Tasmanian first home buyers to acquire a property, helping to alleviate demand in the rental market and social housing.
That could save families up to $28,000. That's a massive amount of money back into the pockets of our first home buyers.
More information can be found on the Homes Tasmania website. Mark Zita, 7 Tasmania News.
A new flying kangaroo has made its first trip to Tasmania and it's promising to come back, bringing with it tourists from across the country.
touching down for the first time on Tasmanian soil.
Up to 25% lower emissions, and it's up to 50% quieter than the aircraft that it replaces.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Qantas's new Airbus A220 set to be a regular visitor at both of Tasmania's major airports, offering capacity for more passengers.
This new aircraft will operate up to 25 flights a week between Melbourne and Hobart, and we will be adding Launceston to Melbourne as well.
Construction beginning this month worth $300 million. A bigger runway for more international flights and a terminal expansion. Just some of the upgrades hoping to bring tourists in.
We're coming into school holidays in the next couple of weeks. We're expecting 115,000 passengers, which is about 10,000 more than for the same period last year.
In the meantime, operators continue encouraging people to head out despite the winter lull.
I'm just really strongly encourage Tasmanians themselves. We can all get out there, visit your local cafe, your local pub.
Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
As temperatures plummeted across the state last night, Ben Lomond's snowblowers were at full power, prepping for a perfect day on the mountain. Introduced just last ski season, they've more than doubled the number of days the ski lifts can run.
Tearing up the slopes, this year on Ben Lomond, there's no need to chase perfect conditions. Introduced last winter, the snowblowers have been giving nature a helping hand. And the results have skiers raving.
They can definitely see a difference in the snow quality that we've made.
Man-made snow holds up better in wet, rainy conditions, making it perfect for the Tasmanian environment.
And last year we had around 40 days for the season, and this year we're looking at least, I'd hope at least 100.
Meaning the mountains become a mecca for school holiday visitors.
It's our first time seeing snow because we're from Queensland.
The slopes full of snow bunnies out to enjoy the best the mountain has to offer.
We're definitely getting a lot of tobogganners, so I think it's kind of the gateway snow experience.
With barely a cloud in the sky and no breeze to speak of, conditions today are perfect. And the good news is they're expected to continue into next week for school holidays. To get in the spirit this weekend, Ben Lomond's base is celebrating Christmas in July.
We've got live music all day, like Christmas-style food and drink, fire spinners and festive workshops with local businesses.
It's a buzz just seeing people coming up here and enjoying the snow. Sometimes it's their first time, sometimes they've been up here many times before.
A fun-filled frosting for one of our favourite winter hotspots. Annie Green, 7 Tasmania News. Well, thousands of mums and bubs can now benefit from a boost in support services, with more care, advice and reassurance available to Tasmanian families through a new TasBubs free call service.
Parenthood is no easy job. Mother of 2, Charlotte knows all too well the struggles and rewards that come with it.
The hardest thing I've ever done, but the most rewarding thing as well. You never know what you're going to get day to day.
But a boost in support is on the way for thousands of bubs and mums like Dorothy and Charlotte, juggling more than just parenthood, with Tresillian offering a parenting support line across the state.
Support with sleep and settling, feeding, toddler behaviour, even mental health, personal depression and anxieties.
But also giving parents someone to talk to.
As a first-time mum, or even second time, it can be such an isolating experience.
Qualified clinicians on call to ease some pressure.
It's just that reassurance, because there are so many things you second-guess yourself with on a day-to-day basis.
Also set to be a vital service for parents and children living in regional and remote areas.
Probably need that access where they can't physically get support. They can call our telephone helpline.
Or even use the new Sleepwell Baby app designed to give parents a confidence boost to help track sleeping and feeding patterns. New and expecting parents can access the free call support line from today, with services on offer from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m, 7 days a week.
Having a good support network is the best thing.
Rebecca Gayden-Harris at 7 Tasmania News.
The lights have been switched on, marking the start of the 4th Bicheno Beams Festival. Eagle-eyed viewers descending on the Lions Park for opening night, catching a glimpse of the popular laser light show's return. The free family event will line up skies over the east coast town every night between now and July 20.
There's a buzz in the air around North Hobart after the Demons drought breaker. Finally taking command across all four quarters to seal their first win. Music to the ears of club veteran Brad Tilbury in his 150th game. Weeks of focusing on consistency finally paying off big in the form of a confidence boost for the side's younger players.
Really kickstart their senior career now because now they've got the proof that they can actually do it with that first win. So.
And Brad Tilbury is North Hobart's first three-point winner in this year's Cripps Player of the Year. Michael Stengel takes another 3 votes for the Northern Bombers' streak extending demolition of the Tigers. And Clarence's Noah Holmes jumps to the top of the leaderboard with 3 votes from their win over Glenorchy. The Australian hockey team is now locked in for Paris, and Hobart's Eddie Ockenden will make history, appearing at a record 5th Olympics for the Kookaburras. Also expected to notch up his 450th cap over there. Ockenden will make the trip alongside fellow Tasmanian Josh Belts. Madison Brooks is named as a travelling reserve, the first Tasmanian hockey-roo since 2008. In the rowing, Hewins Sarah Hall will be Tassie's representative in France's Stade Nautique, named in the women's 8 off the back of a gold medal performance at the World Rowing Cup. He's been a thorn in the Chargers' side, playing for Knox in the NBL 1. Now 6'1" guard Brodie Nunn will be spending a bit more time in Tasmania. The 21-year-old signing with the Jackies as a development player today for the season, with an option to extend for another year. While Smithton's Nash Walker is having a successful trip to Turkey, part of the Crocs, who are 2 from 2 in the group stage of the Under-17 Basketball World Cup. Nash scoring 5 points against Germany overnight. They play the also undefeated Canadians on Wednesday. And that's your Monday in sport, Kim.
OK, thank you, Nick. Well, it certainly was a cold start to the day today. Kaya will join us after the break with the weather, and you can expect this winter chill to continue.
Good evening. Hobart and Devonport 11 today. A frosty start for Launceston, an overnight low of -2, warming to 10 degrees, 12 the top for Burnie, after shivering through -3. Flinders Island and St Helens both 12, King Island friendly beaches, Smithton and Bushy Park 11. 10 the maximum for Lowhead, Maria Island, Grove and Strawn. Lyowena recorded just 1 degree today after a very freezing night, recording -6. The satellite today shows scattered low cloud about parts of the state, particularly in the west. We can also see here scattered cloud about southern states as a cloud band passes through the NT, central Queensland and into the Tasman Sea. Tomorrow, a high pressure centre will shift over the state, extending to the majority of the country as the cold front passes over southern WA. West to southwesterly winds 10 to 20 knots, although variable below 10 knots about northern and western coastal waters. South to southwesterly swells increasing up to 3 metres. A road weather alert continues for icy conditions about the north-west coast, central north, north-east, western, the central plateau, Midlands, east coast and upper Derwent Valley. Tomorrow, Hobart partly cloudy, 12 degrees, cloudy and 11 for Adventure Bay. A morning frost on the way for Tarraleah, 7 degrees after an overnight low of -3. Launceston, Devonport and Bridport all expecting 11 after a morning frost, which will clear to sunny skies. Fine, although cool in Burnie, 11 also, yet cloudy for both Strawn and Marrawall. Fine and sunny in St Helens, 12 also the top for Swansea and Whitemark. Now we can expect light winds and frosty conditions to remain for the next 3 days. Wednesday, mostly sunny, followed by possible light showers about the far south. Those possible light showers continue about the far south on Thursday. It will otherwise be a mostly sunny to partly cloudy day. Friday, light showers about the southwest with fine conditions elsewhere. A quick look now at mainland conditions for tomorrow. Melbourne 13 and mostly sunny, partly cloudy in Adelaide 14. Rain for Brisbane 17 also, but showers in Sydney. Currently this Monday evening, partly cloudy in Hobart 5 degrees. Clear, although very cool in Launceston 3 degrees and clear also with 4 in Devonport. What do you reckon, Kim? It might be time to dust off the skis and hit the slopes.
I will leave that to you, not for me. Thank you, Kaya. And that is all your news for this Monday evening. I'll be back later with updates. Thanks for your company. Good night, everyone.